Well, Jon Brain has been following the verdict from The Hague, and he joins us live now. Jon, what has the reaction been there where you are from the families of the victims then?
Well, in one sense, there's been relief that this ordeal is finally over. Many of them turned up to watch the sentencing. But there's also been frustration that the sentence, they believe, is not long enough. They say that 40 years in prison, he could actually emerge, though of course he is an elderly man, they believe he could come out before 40 years and that he could still have some life as a free man. Whereas their relatives, of course, do not have that option. So disappointment from that extent, and also the fact that he was found not guilty of genocide in those 7 municipalities. I spoke to one mother who said her sons had been killed and she's never recovered from that, and she says that Radovan Karadzic should have been found guilty of genocide for that as well. But these people do leave here, have left here, knowing that at least this one chapter of this tragedy is finally over.
Jon, can you explain to us the significance of this trial and of the verdict as well?
Well, this trial is seen as the most high profile of its kind since the Nuremberg trials, which came after the Second World War, when Nazi war criminals were put in court. Radovan Karadzic is the highest ranking European official to be convicted of genocide since then. And it's also important, this was an important prosecution for this court. It was important for them to secure a conviction because of the message it sends out to other figures in the world at the moment who may be carrying out similar atrocities. There are, of course, trouble spots all over the globe at the moment, and we're hearing some pretty awful things emanating from those places. And it's a message to those people that justice may eventually catch up with them as well.
Okay, Jon, thank you very much. Well, let's get a further reaction to this from on the ground in Sarajevo, where some of those atrocities took place. Soraya Lenny is there for us now. Soraya, how has this verdict been received then where you are? Is this a step towards closure in the region?
Well, as Jon was saying, some people are seeing this in different ways. Many people have been waiting more than 20 years to see a senior Bosnian Serb official actually take some responsibility for what happened here during the war. Now, Radovan Karadzic has avoided that kind of responsibility in basically playing down his role, but of course the court found otherwise. But there is that one charge of genocide that relates to the 7 municipalities, in particular a place called Praidor. So far, around 60 mass graves have been found there. More than 3,000 Muslim boys and Croat boys and men were murdered there during the war. So far, nobody has been held accountable for what many people regard as genocide, regardless of what The Hague finds or not. So there is some anger and a lot of upset people in that area at the moment, at The Hague and the verdict, but also in the enclave of Srebrenica, where the largest atrocity in Europe took place after World War II. Of course, the murder of more than 8,000 Bosnian Muslim men and boys, the mothers of those men and boys and the wives of those men and boys, of course, waiting for this verdict. They say it's taken a very long time, but at least something has come out of this at the moment.